welcome back to my channel. It's Jade here again, coming at you with another makeup look. So I thought I would also bring my special little guest on. Her name is Chloe Rose de Silva, and I love her more than anything. She is a Maltese cross poodle, and she was very excited to say hi to you guys. So definitely stay tuned as well for how I got this look, and let's get on with the video. I'm going to start with my Lucas Pore ointment just to hydrate my lips, so when it comes to applying our lipstick at the end of the video, it will be nice and plump and again hydrated. Today my face is feeling a little bit on the drier side just because it is starting to become really cold in Melbourne. So in order to hydrate it, I'm going to take my Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs and rose water. So now that we got our face nicely hydrated, I'm going to go in with my primer just because today I am wanting to go for more of a matte look. So in order to achieve that really flawless look, I'm going to go in with the Ordinary High-Adherence Silicone Primer. The texture of it is pretty smooth by the touch, but I am just going to focus it pretty much mostly all over my face, and especially on my nose as well as my chin, just because that's where most of my pores are, and that's where obviously there's a little bit of bumpiness just from prior acne as well. So I'm just going to rub that all into the skin, and especially pressing it in as well is the most important part of any type of silicone primer, because what that's going to do is really fill in those pores and also make your skin look really, really smooth. So I know that the foundation is just going to glide on so beautifully. So now for the fun part, what we're going to move on to is our eyes. So I recently went on Instagram and I saw this amazing photo from a makeup artist, insert photo right here. So it's more so a bluey pinky look. So I've got a few palettes that I'm going to be using, but obviously I do need to tailor it to my skin tone just because obviously the model is a lot more fairer in complexion, whereas with me I am a bit more tanned. So in order to start off with my makeup look or the eye look, I'm going to go in with my MAC Groundwork just to make sure that my eyes are primed for when we do start with our eyeshadow, and also to make sure that it is a blank canvas as well. I do want to conceal any type of veins or discoloration that I do have on my eyelids. In the photo, the model has started off with a brown in her crease. So for me to achieve that exact same look, I'm going to go in again with my favorite palette at the moment, which is the Tartelette palette in the shade or the range Toasted. And I'm going to go in with the color Warm just for my transition. This isn't meant to be very neat or polished or anything. It's more so just to make sure that all of our colors will blend once we do get into more of the glittery fun colors. I did go in with my Morphe E27 brush just because it is really fluffy, and I know that the color will be deposited all over my crease, which is exactly what I want. After we've got our crease on and our eyelids are all primed, I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Moondust palette, and I feel like this palette is definitely one of the most easily accessible as well, because I know that Urban Decay is available in Mecca. The colors in here are definitely very shimmery, beautiful colors. In order to get the color that she's got all over her eyelid, I'm going to go in with the color Magnetic and probably mix in a little bit of the color Element. So Magnetic is a purple color and Element is more of a reddy pinky color. So that's just going to be going all over the eyelids. I'm pretty active on my second Instagram account as well, where I do focus a lot on my makeup and fashion as well, so definitely check me out there. My style is very girly when need be, especially if we're going out for dinners and different things, but on the weekends you will always find me in just trackies and really nice sneakers as well. Sneakers has definitely become part of my staple collection for my fashion items, so that's kind of where my style has always changed. Definitely more on like the boyish side with like the oversized t-shirts and a little bit of the baggy coolness with the beanie as well. So now that we've got that beautiful purple shimmer all over our eyes, I'm gonna go in with my next color, which is Element from the palette. It is just that beautiful red color just right there. So we're just gonna pop that color a little bit in the crease and a bit on the outer corner. And can you just see, like it just gives a little bit of dimension to the eye. It's not just purple, it's not just pink, it's a bit of everything. And exact same steps on the other side as well. Now that we've got that beautiful red pink glitter in the outer corners and a little bit in the crease as well, I'm going to go on with the next color. So in the photo, the model does have a bit of a blue shimmer just in the middle part of her eye and obviously going under her lower lash line. So to get that, I'm going to use the color Vega, which is just the blue color at the bottom. And again, taking the exact same brush I've been using this whole time, I'm just going to place the color right there in the center. I'm not going to go too far up, just there. So with this one, I find it's very creamy, and so that way it sticks to the eye a lot better than just using a loose glitter. It's just such a good staple eyeshadow kit to keep with you. So now that we've got all of that beautiful glittery goodness on our eyelid, I'm gonna go in with that pop of blue just under the lower lash line. So to get that look, I'm actually gonna go in with the Urban Decay Electric palette. This palette again is just incredible. Look, all of the Urban Decay palettes are incredible, but this one I find especially unique just because it is just all neon pigments. It's not like all these other palettes that you can actually find in the market that's going to include, you know, a cobalt blue or a neon pink or a yellow. It's just a really fun kit to have, especially when you just want to do something a bit more creative and add a bit of color to your look as well. So to smoke out the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with the color Chaos and a mixture of Gonzo, just the two blue colors in the palette. And I'm just going to do that right under my lash line. And we are just going to build this up so we can really get that beautiful blue effect under the eye. And we'll bring that right into the inner corner like she has and all the way into the outer corner. This look is just so fun and so festive. And it matches perfectly as well with this dress. With Urban Decay, they always give out the free brushes whenever you do purchase a palette. So that's the one I just used, and I did use just the small tapered side as well, just to really get underneath the lower lash line and just really smoke it out. So after we've got the blue all laid down, I'm gonna go in again, back with my Urban Decay Moondust palette, and the same color that we did use on the top part of our lid, the blue color. I'm just gonna put that right underneath my lash line, in the middle again, just so it again ties the whole look together, and that is what the model has done as well. You can just see that really beautiful shimmery blue under her eyes. I reckon the best way to get the pigment on the lower lash line is definitely to dab it on rather than swipe it on, because then I guess the glitter is gonna just like fly everywhere, which we definitely don't want to happen. So definitely more so just push it in and just dab it in, because then that's where you'll get the most payoff. Just like that. It's very subtle but very beautiful. So now that we've got all of our eyeshadow done, I'm gonna go in now with tight lining my upper lash line and my lower lash line, just because in the picture it doesn't look like the model is actually wearing too much eyeliner on the top part of her lid. So to get the lower lash line look and to make our lashes look really black and really dark, I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Master Precise Skinny in black. You can definitely find it in Chemist Warehouse or Priceline. Any of those places will definitely be stocking Maybelline. And I'm just gonna go all in the lash line. And the great thing about this as well is when you do put on the falsies, it will make sure that it all just blends together and is very seamless. The main main thing is just not to poke yourself in the eye, which is the art of definitely tight lining. Can be daunting, but practice makes perfect. And can you just see how much darker and how much thicker as well my lashes do look as well? And it just really, again, ties the look together. So exactly the same step, but on the lower lash line, we're just gonna put the black eyeliner in there as well. We've tight lined our upper lash line and our lower lash line. I'm gonna go in with my favorite mascara at the moment, the Maybelline, the Colossal Volume Express, because this mascara has just been my everything at the moment. And I'm just gonna coat my top lashes just like that. We're gonna go in afterwards with false lashes as well, but for that one, we're not actually gonna be sticking it on our upper lash line. We're actually gonna go underneath, which is a technique I've definitely been trying out for a few weeks now to really try and perfect it, and I think I've got the answer for you guys. For this look, it really looks like the model doesn't even wear falsies, and that's the look that we're trying to replicate, where it's like our natural lashes are just really shining through. And I feel like the best way to achieve that, especially with no liner on the top as well, is to place the falsies underneath. So for this one, we always want to go in a bit heavier as well with our mascara, just so everything blends in beautifully. And don't forget the baby hairs at the bottom as well. Coat them because you definitely want your eyes to really pop. Okay, so now for the fun part, we're gonna go in with our falsies. So to get that look, I'm gonna go in with the Kiss Ever Easy lashes in the style 11. So what I'm gonna do for this is, with my lashes, I'm actually gonna cut them up into two sections. So I'm just gonna split it in half. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna place them underneath the lashes. Very scary, very daunting, I know, but trust me, the end result is going to be amazing. So just taking the lash like this, I'm just going to split that in half. So easiest thing to use would be obviously a pair of like toenail clippers if you've got them, but I've only just got the scissors here, so try not to cut where the actual hair is as well, more so on the band itself. And so now we've got two pieces. So what we're going to focus on first is to do the outer corner of our eyelashes first. So we'll build our way in. So to stick them in as well, I'm going to be using the Duo Lash Adhesive Glue in the color black. This has been my favorite one, and I honestly find that there's nothing to beat the Duo glue as well, because I find that one is the most that gets the tackiest and just works the best for me. So what we're going to do is we're just going to coat the lash band with the glue, so as you would normally. And the trick with this one as well is to try and put a little bit of the glue on the actual lash band itself, but where the actual hairs are, because you're going to be sticking it basically on your eyelash. Okay, so now once we've let the glue just sit on the eyelash band for a little bit and get a little bit tacky as well, I'm going to go in and apply it directly underneath my lash line. Really open up your eyes really big as you can, as if you've seen a ghost or something, and just pop those babies right under. So big, and we're going to go in and just anchor it in like that. And can you see it really just hides any type of lash band this way? So what we're going to do is just push it up a bit and really secure that onto the lashes. Okay. And once you've got it really secured in there, just press up a little bit as well, just to make sure that you're securing everything in place and nothing's going to move. And can you just see how beautiful that looks as well when you've got that beautiful thickness of your eyelashes just on the corner, but you can't even see any type of lash band. And then we're going to repeat the exact same step with our second lash that we cut up. And again, just putting on the Duo lash glue. We'll wait for that to get a little bit tacky. Again, making sure that you do place a little bit of glue as well on the actual hair itself, and breathe on it as well. That's one of the tips I gave in my last video. It honestly works an absolute treat as well. Definitely tweezers are the best way to place it. fingers are the best way to really press it into the lashes. And just like that, guys. Can you just see how beautiful that really looks on the eyes? And there's no lash band, which is the most amazing part of this look. So now that we've got everything all done on our eyes, we're going to go in with our foundation. So the model is wearing a very matte foundation, so I'm going to go with my absolute all-time favorite, which is the Maybelline Pro Matte Foundation in the shade 109 Classic Tan. And I'm just going to dot that all over my face, mainly focusing it a little bit on my cheeks because that's where I've got the most pigmentation. Nose and chin. Going in with my damp beauty blender, I'm just going to bounce that all into the skin. This is my most favorite way of applying all of my foundations and also my concealers as well, because I find that the blend with the beauty blender is just so seamless. Whereas when I do use a brush, it can leave a lot of like marks and scratches on my face. So I prefer to be a lot more gentle to my skin as well, because it's not full rubbing it in, but more pouncing it in. Pounce, 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 just like that. And try and avoid as well your under eye area when putting on your foundation, just because what can happen is if you do focus a lot of it under the eyes as well, and then you go over the top with your concealer, it can look quite heavy and that can cause a lot more creasing. Whereas if you do just kind of avoid that area as a whole and then apply your concealer, then the likelihood of it creasing will be significantly less. And just like that, we've evened our complexion. After we've got our base done, we're going to go in with the concealer. So for that, I'm going to be using my Stay Naked Concealer from Urban Decay in the shade 50 Warm Yellow, or WY. In the model's photo, she's definitely got it highlighted quite heavily under her eyes, and a bit on her chin as well, and a bit on her forehead. And then taking our beauty blender again, what we're going to do is then buff that into our skin. So my birthday is coming up very, very soon. So excited, and I can't wait to pick a restaurant that I want to go to. Thinking about maybe going to Spice Temple or even Grady as well, but fingers crossed they will be open very soon because I do need to get booking with that. But I am turning the big 2-5, which is all very exciting. I don't really have too many plans for my birthday. It's more so just spending time with my family, just going out for dinner, which will be a lot of fun for everybody to get involved with. Just like that, and we've got that all in the skin. And it just looks very flawless whenever you do use a beauty blender. So now that we've got everything all in place, I'm going to go in with my setting powder, and to do that I'm going to be using the Beauty Bakery Flower Better Not Bitter, which is a very cute name, in the shade Yellow. So it's a very beautiful banana shade color, I would say. Perfect for all my NC 40 girls out there if you really want that highlighted look. So in the picture as well, the model is definitely highlighted under her eyes, on her forehead, and definitely on her chin. So we're just going to replicate that as well. I really like this particular translucent powder because it really does highlight underneath, and it's not drying either. If I do go to bake under my eyes, I can find that it actually can have the adverse effect where it makes it really dry, really cracky, accentuates my fine lines as well. I definitely don't want to be highlighting any fine lines. We want to be as youthful as possible. So I'm just going to do that under my eyes, a bit in my forehead, and on my chin. The great thing about this powder as well is it obviously highlights the skin beautifully, but it's not heavy either. And just to show you as well the powder as well, it's a beautiful yellow banana color, and again, very finely milled as well. So you definitely won't have any type of cakiness under your eyes. So highly recommend for you guys to definitely pick up this powder. I'll leave a link below where you can get it from, because I know it isn't easily accessible in like Mecca or Sephora, but you can definitely get it online. So once that we've got everything all set in place, I'm gonna go with my blush. So it is from MAC and it is in the shade Gingerly as well. In the picture, the model isn't wearing any type of pinky blush. It's more so very nude, just because obviously with the eyes, there's a lot going on. So you don't wanna have too much going on with the skin either. So for my skin tone anyway, Gingerly would be the closest match. And we're just gonna brush that all up our cheeks. Maybe possibly suck in your cheeks as well, like just so you can really get an accurate view as to where exactly your cheeks are. And that just really beautifully ties everything in together. It's not over the top blush. It really just makes sure that, you know, the look is all pulled together. It's a bit of a peachy, bronzy moment, but the eyes are always the main focal point of the whole look. Alright, so now that we're nearly at the end, I'm going to go in by doing my eyebrows as well. So the model has beautifully, really thick, luscious eyebrows. My eyebrows naturally are a little bit on the thinner side. So we're going to go in firstly with our L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper. And then on top of that as well, we're going to go with the Maybelline Brow Precise. We're going in with deep brown, guys. So she kind of has it very messily pushed up to really thicken her eyebrows. And honestly guys, when you do it this way as well, it gives you a lot more of a youthful look as well. I mean, with this product you can definitely go in either before or after, but for this look I want to make sure that I can see exactly what areas I need to fill in my eyebrows and then go accordingly. Taking our brow pencil, we're just going to fill in the sparse spots of our eyebrows. She didn't have too much of a shape, it was more so just filling in the gaps. Okay, so now that we've got our eyebrows in place, we're going to move on to the lips. So in order to get the beautiful glossy kind of matte look that she's got going on, it's a very neutral pink as well. I'm going to go in with my MAC Cosmetics lipstick in the shade Taupe. So this is a matte formula. And then on top of that as well, I'm going with my Fenty Beauty. I know I said this before, it is honestly my favorite gloss in the whole entire universe. Definitely pick it up from Sephora. This one is in the shade Fenty Glow. So it's more of a brownie nude with a bit of shimmer in it. And this one from MAC Cosmetics is very matte, but it's a beautiful peachy nude shade. Perfect neutral for all my girls out there with a complexion similar to myself. We're just gonna place that all over our lips. And then on top of that, I'm going to go in with my Fenty gloss. So it looks like the model's just patted it just in the middle, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Straight in the middle. I said this in my last video, guys, but honestly, a glossy lip really ties the whole look together. And it gives a bit of that hydration as well, which is the main thing. Because for me anyway, especially during the winter, I don't want a full matte lipstick. It definitely works on a lot of other girls and guys, but for me anyway, I definitely need that hydration. And the fun part of the whole makeup routine, we're gonna set and hydrate our skin. So I'm gonna be using the Slay All Day Setting Spray. Now this one is from Gerard Cosmetics. I did mention it in my last video, so I thought I would bring out this old bad boy. This one is in the, I guess the flavor, green tea / ginger, and it smells amazing, and the nozzle's pretty fine as well. So we're just going to spray that all over our face just to really melt in the makeup. We didn't use any highlighter because the model wasn't obviously using any type of glow. It was a very matte complexion, so that's exactly what I wanted to go for. And honestly, I'm actually really living for this. I think it's very wintry and fun. And that is the completed look, guys. I really did hope you liked this look. Comment down below as well what your thoughts are on this makeup look, and definitely let me know maybe what you want to see in my next video. I'll also leave below my social media, so definitely check me out as well. I post really regular on there. Until then, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!